know which girl started it, but basically all the nice guys are afraid to come up.
So I said this before, men adapt. There was a lot of women, and there are a lot of women on social media saying that they do not want to be approached by guys in the mall, at the gas station, in the grocery store, in the gym, that they want to mind their own business, and they want guys to stay away from them because they feel like that's creepy if a man comes to them and talks to them in public. But now what you're starting to see is women saying, whoa, 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 what happened? Where's all the attention? I'm out here double cheeked up with my nice sundress on. I'm looking great. Got my makeup on, got my lashes on, got my hair done, and no men are approaching me. What's going on? Men adjust and adapt. Now men are just going online. They're not even approaching women in public no more.
The world's most underhanded feminist once declared, "I loathe MGTOW men." Why? Because it's tough for awful modernity-hailing women to swallow the red pill and acknowledge the existence of real men in society who keep them in check. When I first heard about the red pill, I didn't understand why it was met with such hostility and ridicule. After all, everything made perfect sense to me as I read it. However, when I visited the red pill subreddit online and started talking to people, I discovered some pretty strong feelings about the topic. Red pill soon became a trigger term for feminists, and the movement was termed anything from fascist to insult talk, as I soon learned. What's more comical is that when I bring up red pill arguments in front of guys, they agree with me on just about everything. It doesn't matter if they're the kind of guys who never have any luck with women or the kind who treat all women as if they're trash.
On top of that, even if he does find a good woman that maybe has the qualities he's looking for, she was going to want him to marry her, right? And what does he get out of that? Oh, she can leave and take half and take my kids. And she's paid to take my kids away from me. She gets more money if she takes my children. Mm-hmm. And so from the men's point of view, they're just kind of like, F it, because like women aren't wives nowadays.
Why is it that everybody seems to think that the red pill ideology is pretty spot on? Sure, there are trolls in the movement. Trolls, radicals, and idiots that spread nonsense in the name of the movement. Someone like that exists inside any ideology. The question is why the red pill movement isn't examined objectively rather than through the lens of internet trolls and the bleak picture of society painted by the modern media. I'll tell you why. I believe this is the case because it provides a framework for evaluating all information on its own merits rather than blindly adopting precepts and practices from institutions, which is a harsher reality than most people are accustomed to or even prepared to confront. It's a method to stand out from the crowd by challenging conventional wisdom, by questioning your own actions and those of everyone you come into contact with. The current generation, which constitutes the vast majority of our population, has grown up sucking the teeth of big government and living in the shadows that they have become immune to the harsh realities of life. They've gotten so weak that they're content to ignore reality and pursue behaviors that run counter to their natural inclinations. They'd rather just accept the modern world as it is, despite the fact that it's composed entirely of lies and phony ideas that are nothing more than a corporate marketing gimmick. In contrast, they would take it all at face value without challenging the claims or investigating the truth. Since taking the red pill has exposed women's true natures and the limitations of their thinking, it is no surprise that they reject it. It's an unflinching assessment of the way they treat guys of different social and physical standings, and it's shown the world as it actually is for females. For the most part, males have no concept of what modern women are like or how they actually spend their time. They enjoy special rights in the court system, preferential treatment in the workplace, and a skewed divorce system that ensures they will come out on top. Most women today get by only on alimony and child support payments, which are collected from the paychecks of working men. It's paradoxical that in this day of women's emancipation, most women still rely on resources that traditionally belong to men. Women are the ones who stand to lose the most if they take the red pill. They face the greatest threat and are doing all they can to dismiss it or portray as misogynistic, weird, nasty, etc. Any males who bring it up. On the other hand, neither women or the media of today will ever embrace it. The fact that the red pill promotes men to be their own autonomous individuals is another major source of male intimidation. It teaches men that those in positions of power do not have their best interests at heart. Your continued ignorance is vital to the survival of the judicial system, large companies, and the mass media system. Your existence depends on it. They can only maintain their standard of living if you keep your mouth shut and believe everything that the mainstream media tells you to believe. Being jarred loose from one's perception of reality is widely regarded as the single greatest source of human anxiety. The majority of people experience an unpleasant shock, which is terrifying and causes their entire heads to be shaken up. Most individuals would prefer to ignore this uncomfortable truth about the world and dwell in the utopia of the Matrix. It's very much like taking the red pill, but most people would rather take the blue pill because they don't want to leave their comfort and ignorance, which is why the movement's pioneers exploit the Matrix philosophy. The fact that we talk about topics that shouldn't be brought up in a polite company is another major factor contributing to the animosity directed against TRP. You're out there assisting the guys in ways that nobody really discusses with us. The red pill is reviled because we learn early on that certain topics are taboo and should never be spoken. Considerations such as your class, sex, the things that women want, how men and women date differently, and the gender roles that are each scientifically distinct. If you still don't believe me, consider that it would be insulting to bring up this subject in polite company. What would you tell a guy who asked for your opinion on such matters? The red pill and MGTOW have made it acceptable to talk about issues that men face, which can be difficult and embarrassing for some. The media is most concerned about this happening. They hate emotionally and ideologically stable men, and that is why you need MGTOW and the red pill in your life. Young men who have the potential to be highly valued men in tomorrow's society are now brought up by feminists who teach them nothing but femininity. There has to be some way these guys are rescued, and I think red pill is the only possible way. If you look from a broader perspective, men need to be raised like men and should possess qualities to dominate and conquer the world. To do any of these, there has to be some rigidity in your character, which will only come through red pill. So that's it for today's video. I hope I could explain why red pill is hated so much because of its brutal honesty and concern towards the male population in our society. Understand the difference between what is forbidden because of a reason and what is easily accessible to destroy society. Feminism is like that one weapon created in labs for mass destruction, whereas, on the other hand, red pill is like the forbidden fruit that can make you eternally happy. So choose wisely. Till then, keep climbing your gentleman's ladder and share this passage with your fellow meats to raise awareness.